Let's see. Yes. I'm like, come on. I really feel all like excited.
Well, we've had a great summit and talk about epiphanies. My goodness.
Oh no, it's day 5. Like day 3. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jeneth Blackard,
And I'm Leonka Reina.
and this is the Hout Hustle Mystic Morning Show. Today, we're talking with Dr. T, our resident angel healer,
That's right.
who has had some really, really cool, profound stories, really interesting way in the way he works. And it's just going to be an amazing call. It's going to be an amazing day.
It is. It really
Absolutely.
is.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and tell them about Dr. T?
Sure. A couple words about Dr. T. Dr. T is the creator of Total Knowledge Technique, a powerful healing method that blends science, spirituality, and angelic energy. This training is designed for anyone ready to experience transformation on physical, emotional, and spiritual levels. With a doctorate in chiropractic and a bachelor's in human biology and advanced training in clinical hypnotherapy, Dr. T unites scientific depth with intuition, humor, and heart. Alongside his private practice, he is a sought-after speaker, author, and teacher. Dr. T leads new wave of holistic healing and connects directly with the angelic realm. His trainings empower you with the knowledge and the pathways to direct his energy and that to become a channel for profound healing. Hi, Dr. T. Oh my gosh. Last time we had you on, the crowd just went the crowd. I love wild. And I'm not even exaggerating. The comments were just so full of love, lots of just interest. I found myself looking for that spot we talked about that, where the heart and stuff. So I can't wait to get into it because so many little things that you had talked about in our last interview. So for anybody that didn't see the last interview, go check that out as well. It's on our YouTube. And there were so many different things that I find myself reflecting on from that call that I know we're just going to have such a great time with you today. So welcome.
Yep, you are muted right now. You're muted, Dr. T.
Sorry.
Okay.
Very happy to be back. Happy to be back. I said it was going to be very funny this trip this time, and you read my bio, and that's hysterical. So I'm
Who
a
is that
chiropractor
guy?
who doesn't touch people.
I love that your bio says it brings humor too. I feel
I do
like some
too.
of the
I do
some
too.
of the elements and aspects of the show, we always have kind of the comedic brain. So I love that you have that in your bio. It's great.
Yeah, well, laughing is my favorite thing to
Actually,
do, and we like to have fun here. So
yeah,
that's one of the things that we like to bring to. Just sometimes it's heavy topics, and
yeah,
so I
absolutely.
love that you bring humor into
Yeah.
into this too.
Well,
Yep.
I tried to be a comedian. I just was not that funny, so I was starving all the time. So I had to become a doctor.
That brings it
Me
in, right?
too. Now I just try to do the humor of consciousness.
Dana says we always need humor. Yeah, yeah, we do.
Let's start with your background. Tell us a little bit about how you came to this work with the angel healing.
It was really a bumbling kind of a snowball, bumbling snowball. I mean, I mean, my book is out there. You got to kind of read the book to get all the innuendos, but I I never imagined this is what I would be doing in life. I took my first college course at age 35, graduated chiropractic college at 42.
Mhm.
It's 20 some odd years ago now. So I kind of fumbled into this, and that's kind of all laid out in the book. It's a fun read, and I don't say that to, sell more of it. It's just that's what everybody's told me. They're just like, oh my God, it's so fun to watch, so fun to read. It's like there's, adventures and makes you cry, makes you laugh, makes you wonder. There's just so many different emotions that of the journey to really find my way to this seat right now. Um,
Nice.
I grew up in a small town, simple Midwestern family, 7 people. My father was a chiropractor, so I was always around that style of healing. He was a big cruncher. But I saw, I mean, I've watched it firsthand how humanity has changed over the years. I'm 61 now, and so I saw it as a kid, people coming in and not being unable to walk and having all kinds of problems. And dad doing the standard chiropractic adjustment and everything going away. Well, that doesn't do the same thing as it did back then. So all of us have changed. Humanity has changed over these last, 30, 40 years in a way that I just found that once I got into chiropractic school, things just started happening where it was like, no, 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 you're not going to be doing that. You're going this way.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so it was a pretty sharp turn. I'll throw one quick story out there really quick is
Okay.
Great.
I get into the clinic in chiropractic college, and I get assigned to the worst, clinician, the guy the guy's gonna teach you how to be a doctor. He's and everyone's like,
It's
oh
funny.
God, you got it. I'm like, yeah, along with like 10 other people. We're all like, oh shit, oh my God, this guy, he's the worst. No one wanted him. And so he comes into the room and he just starts telling us, he's just like, you're gonna, yeah, 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 yeah. That's what he sounded like, the Charlie, the cartoon character of Peanuts,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
the
Like wah
teacher. I think it is.
wah wah
Well,
wah.
and but every third word he would cough. Every third word he would. You're
Nah.
gonna do the. So when that was all done, when we all got chewed out, everyone left. I was like, "Hey, doc, can I talk to you for a second?" He's like, "Well, sure, sure. What's going on?" I'm like, "What's going on with that cough?" I've had it my entire life. I go, "Well, I do this little thing. Why don't we take a quick look at that?" We, well, the angels fixed it on the spot. Lifelong, he was probably 45 or so then, and it just opened the door for me to walk through that without any. I didn't have to do any of the shit everyone else had to. So it's kind of a funny story. Thank God I had angels then because they just kind of came in, helped him, and he was like, "Okay, what do you want? What do you want from me? I'm just sign off my forms because I'm never going to crunch and be a chiropractor like you want me to. I'm going to do it my way."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a kind of a neat story to get started into
Well, tell
this
us
field.
about your first connection and interaction with the angels.
Well, I got shocked. I got shocked. I was on the farm. I never really thought of them as a kid much. I mean, I was in a Catholic school. There was angels all around. I played organ for the church.
Mm.
So when the church was closed, I could be inside the church and play the organ. I'd get done. I'd walk up and I'd always be like, God, Jesus, what are you gonna do? What am I gonna do? You got to get me the hell out of here, And I'd see all the little angels around on the little statues of angels everywhere, and I never really thought much about really didn't really enter my mind that much, other than I didn't believe any of the shit that was going on in the school. And
Yeah.
I was a pretty bad kid. I mean, I was just I just was bad. I learned how to swear early. Um, I just
Somebody
wasn't, I mean,
declared that you were bad at one
eh,
point in your life, and you were just such a bad kid. That's
I
so
mean,
bad
I
to use
was,
bad words.
I wrote more sentences on the board than the teachers. Let's put it
That's
that way. I
really
mean,
funny.
I would get caught doing stuff that
You
you
were
just
like
shouldn't.
Bart Simpson.
Yeah. I think
No.
I was an altar boy, so I was expected to behave a little better. I think
Yeah.
I was the one drinking all the wine. No wonder the wine was always empty for the poor priest. And
No,
and
there's a whole
he
bunch
would
of
get up
little
there,
laughs going on.
he'd get up there and sip it and be like, "What the hell is this? Is water? What the hell is going on here?" All the wine would be gone. And
I love
and
it. At
and
least
I
you
mean,
replaced it with something.
yeah, I was just a smart bad kid.
Everybody's
But
putting a little laugh emojis just so heads up.
yeah.
That's funny.
Well, I got to tell the story now that you're dragging this up before I get into the
Mm.
first angelic experience, and that is I
Yes.
was in the day room, and it was all the windows are frozen over this middle of winter in Illinois, and I think I'm in first grade, and I go over to the window and I scratch a little spot you can look out of the window, and I stick my head in this little hole, and I look out, and there's Brian Schiss. Brian Schiss. I'm gonna change his name. And he's
Okay.
out there, and he's looking at me, and he's like, "Ah ha ha, you're in the day room." And I went, "Oh." And I held that finger. I held a number one finger up on
Yeah.
that window, and probably in first grade, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I
Sister
bet.
Georgia, Sister Georgia caught me. That was a full day of writing on the board. I mean, I don't remember what she had me write, but I'll never forget it.
I can just
Now I
I
know
understand
where
it.
Bart was created from in The
That's what I was
Yeah.
Simpsons.
thinking. I was like, oh, it's modeled after Dr. T. Got it.
He was my arch enemy. I mean, he hated me. I don't even know why. He was only a couple of years older, but he just hated me. So, oh, there's probably okay. Here you go, dude.
Oh,
Uh,
it's too funny.
Well,
fast
continue with
forward.
your angel shocking story.
Yeah. So,
Well, fast forward. So I worked on
yes.
a farm. I started working on farms when I was very young, probably 11, 9, 10, 11, something like that. And I was working on a bigger farm. I think I was 12 or 13. It's in the book. I really don't remember exactly how old I was. I think it was 1978. Could have been 77. I really don't remember the exact years. That's why I make a disclaimer in my book is that, you kind of forget some of these things, exact times and places over the
Yeah.
years. But
Yeah.
I was to plow a field, and the disc, I hit a stone ledge with a giant implement, big tractor. I'm pulling a disc behind me. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. And when you bend a disc on an implement like that, you can't keep pulling it. It's too you have to fix it. The tractor will not do it. A disc that's supposed to be in line to throw dirt was completely bent. So I went back to the machine shop, and I was just going to cut that disc off and go back out there and finish the plowing. And
Yeah.
I cut it off, and then I reached over to move one of the electrodes, and it was a real misty morning, and I got shocked. And I got shocked, and I knew I was a goner. I mean, I knew enough about electricity and welding
Oh my
that I knew that
goodness.
something was wrong. And
Mm.
I held my hands up. I'm like, oh, let's get away from that. And that was it. I couldn't do anything else. It stuck. And that's what
Wow.
electricity does. It sticks to you. You can't.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah.
convulsed, I bounced around, and
Ay,
then
ay,
boom,
ay.
I got knocked off, and the cables were, I don't know, 50, 60 foot long, because we would move, be able to walk around implements and things to work on them. And I rose up out of my body. I looked down there. I looked down, and I see me on an operating table
Oh my
in this
God.
machine shed. I mean, it's all. I mean, I put it all in the book, but this is what happened. And
Yeah.
so I'm looking at
Wow.
myself down on this table, and there's all the doctors are all standing there. They got the goggles on, the full schmucks, and they're poking me, and they're pushing on me, and they're all in unison. They're all shaking. I'm floating up. I'm just a little
Oh
kid.
my
I don't know what the
God.
hell's going on. I'm just like, what the hell is what is going on? Shut up, bitch, that's me on that table. I mean, it took a
Yeah.
while for me to be
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
wow, what's happening here? And they just kept saying, no, no, this is not, he's can't, no. They just kept shaking their heads. And I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
I do remember initially coming off of before I rose up and was looking down, I went through the tunnel, I heard the music. It's like
Mm.
symbols, diagrams. It's all, you see it today when people describe these near-death
Yeah.
experiences
Yeah.
with them.
Yes.
And it was really fast. It wasn't that long because everything it was happening really fast. And
Yeah.
and then and as I'm up there going, what the hell is going on? Am
Yeah.
I dead? Am I
Yeah.
dead? I think I
Yeah.
started to recognize I was dead.
Oh my gosh.
And just this bright light came in on the far side of the shed, and it was a woman's voice, and she said, "Excuse me, everybody, excuse me, guys, everybody back up." And they were all in unison. They all looked up, said, A couple of them put their hands on me, and I could feel that, looking
Mm.
back, like
Wow.
it was almost like they were holding me down. And a couple of them were like, no, no. They all in unison were like, no, 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 he's been here too long. And the woman was like, no, no. And, I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was something like, he's got something to do, or he can't stay here any longer. I mean, I don't remember the exact words she said, but,
Yeah.
but it was
Yeah.
totally confusing. I could not look at her. It was too bright. I was like, what the heck is going on here? And
Oh,
then
yes.
boom,
Fascinating.
I woke up in my body. I woke up on the floor. Everything's gone. Doctors are gone. Lights gone.
Mm.
The welders over there humming away. The cables are 15 feet away from me. I got holes in my, leather gloves. You always wear leather gloves when you weld, and my boots were boiling. And
Wow.
Wow.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So that was my first like, oh wow, angels are real
Yes.
experience. And I
Yes.
got up. I got up. I was like, "What in the hell?" I mean, I thought, the reality is, I think I was 12 or 13. I thought, I tried that marijuana last week. That shit growing on the side of the road, Illinois green. Maybe that
Yeah.
was a hallucination from that. And of course, this is 1978. You don't. There's
Right.
no internet. There's
Right.
no books. There's no
Right.
books. There's no one to even talk to. I mean, I'm in a little tiny town of 1,200 people. There's nothing. There's nothing to talk to. No one to even mention it to. But I stumbled down to the milk house. I
uh-huh. So
remember, and
then you just kind of kept it, did you keep it quiet?
I told
He
my
chalked it
dad,
up to having smoked weed, which I
yeah,
think
Okay.
a lot of people do.
All right.
I've had
yeah,
that happen. I'm like, I wonder how many times I've chalked something up to smoking weed.
yeah, right. That's right. I mean,
Real
I
talk.
just didn't
I
know.
didn't smoke
I
a
just,
lot of it. I think a
that's
lot of
pretty
people
wild.
have. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
actually, we have a speaker that actually did have an awakening experience because she was on pot or something like
Uh,
that. We don't
oh, I've heard of
recommend
that.
it that way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
But
but I've heard of that too. I'm not
do you
a, I
what
don't smoke.
do you think that you entered a different dimension or timeline, or do you think you just got lifted up to the angels and they were like, "Hell no, it's not your time," and you got shocked back in your body?
No, it was certainly a certainly different dimension. The warehouse wasn't there.
Hmm.
I floated out. I saw this. I was in a hospital somewhere.
Uh-huh.
It was definitely a different dimension,
got it.
Like they
certainly
repaired you
different.
real quick and then they brought you back.
Yes, and it was just this woman, and it was just only the woman, and it was like a flash. It was like an old camera that would used to have those flash bulbs, and she just
Yeah.
flashed it, and all of a
Wow.
sudden I was back,
You think you
and
were alien abducted or something? I mean,
No,
no,
it
I
sounds more
stumbled down.
like where we go,
yeah,
life between
a
lives.
life between lives. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
Wow.
stumbled
Cool.
down to the milk house because that's where the my boss was. He didn't even know what was going on. He's down in the milk house, and it's quite a ways away. It's over 100 yards away from the machine shed. So I stumbled down in there, and I'm just like, holy shit, what the hell happened? I mean, it was really out of source. And I walked in, I said, hey man, I just got shocked. I'm going home. The hell you're going home? Get up there and get that field plowed, boy. You know,
Wow.
he didn't want anything to
Hmm.
do with that. But
Yeah.
what was really wild was 4 hours had gone by. Three,
Hmm.
4 hours had
Yeah.
gone by. And it seemed
Wow.
the whole thing seemed like
Seconds.
4
Yeah.
minutes,
Yeah.
5 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just how what happened. And I said, sorry, see you later. Bye. I got my bike. I rode the 8 miles home. And I went in, and what I remember is going in and telling my dad, hey, Dad, I just got shocked. I just turned the welder as high as it was. And I don't even know where it was, just the highest number because I had to cut off this big piece of steel. And I got shocked. He's okay. Yeah, all right. See you later. It's how it was in the
That's how my
70s.
dad would. Yeah, that's what my dad would have done too.
It was okay. All right. Well, rest up.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
back to work
Yeah.
yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah. Put some tussin on it. Uh,
The chat is funny.
yeah, the chat is really enjoying this.
It's
Here's,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
1987, rub some dirt on it.
yeah,
Let's go.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
1978, but
No,
yeah, yeah. That was, yeah,
you think of all the stuff that went on back then. You just like you shake your head. How the hell did any of us kids survive? You
for
come home bloody,
real.
bruised, broken. And, okay, here. Well,
Yeah.
there's a towel outside there. Go clean it up. That's
I had
what you
full on
did.
chicken pox, and I like mine got so bad that like I scarred.
Oh
And
no.
my dad was like, "Oh, you're fine." Like, I mean, he said I
You
had
didn't even,
pimples.
oh my gosh, that's even worse.
I was like, "What?" I still have the scar on my forehead.
Gosh.
He was just like that. He was just like, "Eh, you're fine." And I guess I was, but
Yeah,
still.
well, I think the generation before us didn't even like think we were anything else but human,
Yeah,
right?
right.
They didn't think that there was anything, there's like a Bible, but they're like, you know,
I
we'll
can't
just
speak for
Yeah. No.
they.
No
we'll
spirituality.
just
No.
pray and
No.
be human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
Exactly. Oh,
didn't
I
really
pray every
actually
night.
try to
Well,
connect.
Well,
That
here's the
wasn't really
thing. I
taught.
don't really think that, and it hasn't really been shared till now, kind of. I feel like that we understand that we choose our parents, that I feel
And
like,
then I think we kind of roll our eyes at that even sometimes,
yep,
like statements
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing is that we don't, there is still a lot of uncovering that each one of us are doing. Let's talk a little bit about how you work with clients. Like, what is the experience that they have whenever they're working within your field, working with you?
well, what I do is I've developed a means of testing, and so we're not doing muscle testing. I'm not swinging a pendulum, and I think all that stuff is really good. I've studied all of these different things. I've just developed a different form. Chiropractors tend to call it occipital drop, but I don't touch somebody else. I just do it on myself. And we all have very sensitive different muscles in the body that different people have different means of doing it. So I use that style to do an assessment of somebody, but I never do what I've been trained. So I follow what we've put together is called a roadmap. And so the roadmap looks at, primary, is it physical, is it emotional, or is it spiritual? It's got to be one of those three things that's priority for everyone. And then once you find that, you just follow the roadmap and start going down those roads, whatever they are. This removes me from the process. So it's a reverse engineering. I'm a doctor. Oh, okay, I'm a doctor. Yeah, you got asthma. Oh, it's got to be a problem with the lungs, right? So we're going to work on those lungs and detox the lungs, and detox the liver, so the lungs work better, and do all this and that. And that. Well, what if it's not that? What if it's something else? And so I really teach people and do it myself to remove yourself from the problem. All your knowledge you just got to throw away and come from a very neutral spot and reverse engineer it and see whatever the testing shows, that's where you start. And I don't care what it is, doesn't matter what disease it is. That's how it is, because you're just a lot more successful when you get rid of all your programming and all the things you think it probably is. You get rid of that, do the testing, and then just follow the roadmap.
Hmm.
70-80% of the time it's emotion in today's world, because I don't care what we do. I mean, I've looked, I love hypno, I love all the stuff we do,
Yeah,
but there's so much of it doesn't quite get it all out.
Sure.
And
sure.
Yeah, I'll admit that for sure.
Well, and I
angels have a
think,
way of clearing stuff that I just that's just really been amazing to watch.
hmm.
Um, so that's how I work. I really try to remove myself and what I think something's going on, because we have all these judges, especially being a doctor, you're taught all this baloney and you don't get to look at the real stuff. And certainly spiritual, we bring so much stuff in from transgenerational. There's so many patterns and things are brought from our previous lifetimes. So, again, you just try to, I'm always like, oh, it's physical, yay, because
Yeah.
physical rarely shows up. You rarely, it
No,
rarely
no.
shows up.
Well, yeah. In a way, it
Yeah.
couldn't, as if we're a holographic kind of projection, or however we want to put it.
Yep. It
Yeah,
helps for a while, especially if you have somebody live, and you're doing advanced work physically, but I like, again, I rarely ever, even when I was still seeing people, I'm 100% remote. I don't see
Yeah.
anybody. I'm all on the
yeah.
computer, the telephone. But even when I was seeing people, I had a very busy practice. I mean, I still do, but I used to have a big practice, and I thought I was, a good doctor, and I'm doing all this physical stuff, and people would come back. Yeah, came back 2 weeks later. Well, I don't want that. I don't want to see. I don't want to.
Yeah.
One of the things
You
I
don't
saw the
you don't
same
want to do
people
your
for.
work more than once.
Well, for me,
No,
I would find it heartbreaking. Like, I'd be like, golly, I really thought we got you. Because,
Yes.
you see people in pain and you're like, man, I really want to help them. And then they're good to go. And then they come back. I think I would find it heartbreaking. Like, I'd be like, oh no.
There's no, I
That's
mean,
nothing.
no,
Nothing
it's not a
keeps me up
root
at night,
cause.
Lyanka. That's what keeps me up at night. When it doesn't,
Yeah.
when magic doesn't happen, that I can't sleep. We don't worry about everybody else. It's those people that you have those
Yeah.
difficulties with, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's always been and I suffered miserably. I was injured many times in the farm. I looked for help for years and years and years. I had horrible beyond sciatic. It's autonomic nerve entrapment is what it's called. Oh, probably from that being shocked is probably what happened long
Oh,
term. It's
wow.
probably what
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
looking back on it.
Yeah.
But it's always been my philosophy to I really don't want to see you. I love you, but I want you out living your life, and maybe come and see me every couple times a year. And so that's always kind of been my philosophy, and I think that's really helped me being able to develop things that keep people out of my office.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
It's
wonderful.
almost like an upgrade,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Uh,
But we all get full of garbage, right? We all get full of, I mean, 3 or 4 times a year. I think it's nice to have angels come in and reboot the system,
yeah, I
because
think
I'm
that'd be a
so
good
with
you can't avoid it.
idea.
You, you can't avoid it. I mean, I had two roosters attacking my cat this morning. Now,
Uh-huh.
how dare those roosters attack my darn cat, my poor cat?
I know.
Oh, look at he. Oh.
And I found out he ate a couple of eggs last night. I'm like, okay,
Ah,
I should
serves
have
him
I
right.
should have let it. That serves
That's
it right.
too funny.
That's how nature works.
I know. Of course it is. I got no judgment.
Well, I know
So,
people have some questions. I'm sorry.
yeah, go ahead. I was going to just read something from the cat. Tanya says, wow, would love help on balancing my nervous system. Cortisol extremely high for years. Yes, I probably have the same.
Well, cortisol has got to be a physical problem, doesn't it? Of course not. Uh, Sorry, I shouldn't be joking
I,
about that.
I
that's
know.
an
I
interesting
know.
way to look at
But
energy, though,
well,
right?
it's all over the internet, right? Cortisol, high cortisol causes this, that you can't sleep, you get all cortisol. And even in these alternative fields, we continually go through different things. 2 years ago it was SIBO. Everybody had SIBO. 3 years ago, 45, 10 years ago, it was, oh my God, we all need fish oil, right? And
I do
and
remember
it just starts
that.
looping around, and she's a little late with cortisol. That was 3 years ago where it was really bad. Everybody's going to die from cortisol, and so it's really not. The alternative fields aren't a whole lot different than the rest. I would say there's something else driving it high
I'm
because,
sure.
yeah, well, how many people have unfounded anxiety? Didn't we treat that last time
We
on
did.
here?
Yeah.
I don't
And
remember.
that's what
We did.
right, wasn't
Yeah.
it this guy and I could find it and I don't know. Or
That was part of it. Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, and the unfounded anxiety that I treated on here last time, I think, was the vagus nerve, and so that's a big source of unfounded anxiety when that starts to get invaded. We're a super
Mhm.
microorganism,
well, now I
so
can
these
feel all the other
organisms.
people that didn't get it getting FOMO over here.
I know,
Yeah.
right? You got to do it all over again
Yeah.
now.
Do you mind?
Well, whoever didn't get it, go back and watch the replay.
The
It's on there.
replay,
Once it's
Yes.
yes,
on
it
there,
is. It is.
it's real. Once it's
Thank
on
you.
there,
Okay.
Thank
it's
you.
still accessible.
And
I
it will
thought we would
be.
do something new today. I
Let's
thought
do
we would do
it.
Let's
Let's
something.
do
do
it.
it.
I've been working on something new, and I think it's the next level of emotional healing because it's not. It's like
I follow the
it's like
divine. I'll go with you. Yep.
it's the root of emotional affect.
Okay.
And so let's see. How could we show this? Let's have everyone close your eyes, and we'll bring to mind you're angry. You don't get what you wanted, even when you were a child, and you're like, oh God, that
Hmm.
darn thing, or that boyfriend, or that wife, or whatever it is. If you move your mind into anger, do you feel a sensation in your body?
Yes.
So that is anchored. So we can
Mhm.
talk about that problem for years and years and years, but it's still in there. The
Mhm.
the right frequency didn't come along to kick it out, and it doesn't matter what we're using, it didn't kick it out. So let's go to grief, sadness, heartache, heartbreak. You had your heart ripped out and kicked down the street. Everybody's hand goes up.
Yep.
Hmm.
Anyone's hand not go up around grief? Grief is a big one. Our hearts
Hmm.
get stung, and so all of us, including myself, grief, yeah, absolutely. Fear is another one. Those are the big
Mhm.
three. There's subcategories of all of these, but
Sure.
close your eyes again and bring to mind fear, being anxious, shocked, surprised, panic, nervous.
Mm.
And most people can feel that physically. Not everyone. We did a big cleanup here last time. Some people won't quite feel that, but there might be a little. So, what I want to do is go to what brought all that on in the first place, probably for a whole bunch of people. So, we'll do that now. And I'm going to ask you to bring to mind all events that you've ever experienced that created a shock that was shocking.
Mhm.
Yeah, the kind of shock that shatters the soul, the kind that fragments the
Mm.
mind. I hope no one else had to go through this, but it's like seeing your friend die in a car accident. So many of us have lost friends in car accidents, especially when they were young and too young to die. How many people have had unexpected news of tragedy? Stunned beyond words,
Mhm.
overwhelmed. All these shocks to our system could leave us in tears because we don't know what to do with them. And all of these shocks, this is the root bottom
Mhm.
of the emotional affect. Your heart races, your hand shakes, your stomach drops. Like, oh, you can feel detached from your body. Some of the shocks we've been through,
Mm.
you just feel numb. So as you hear the words and they stir the shocks, the other part of me is holding intention for these angels to come in and start dismantling it, start changing that. And they have, I use quantum mechanics, so they have a whole bunch of instructions. I'm telling them, hey, get in there and start taking this apart a little bit because these shocks are the root of all the other emotion. So go to the biggest shock one more time. Look at it front to back, back to front, top to bottom, bottom to top, left to right, and and then move on from that and just let that movie run for a moment. Remember the tricycle crash, remember the job you didn't get, remember that bad test, remember that breakup, that all these shocks, right? things we've seen. We turn on the news and our bodies can be shocked. Yeah, we see the stuff out there. Everybody knows what's going on out there right now. Us is all our entire planet is shocked,
Yeah,
is in
yeah.
shock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so what I'd like you to do now is just have you take a small breath in down to the bottom of your feet. If you have an area of concern you want changed, you're going to breathe out through that, but it's a small breath in, bottom of your feet. Tell it, I see, recognize, and release all shock. As you breathe out, it can come out of your mouth. Yep, shock of birth. Somebody put in the chat. Absolutely. I'm not covering it all today, but I want you to do that one more time. Use your intention, your visualization, your imagination. Small breath in, bottom of your feet. I see, recognize, and release all shock. The one with the cortisol, see it go right through the liver. As you breathe out, see it leave the body, mind, and spirit. No, we're saying goodbye to that shock. And then move your mind over to that chair you're sitting on. Yep, that chair you're sitting on. What's that chair got to do with it? Nothing other than you feel safe. You feel secure. You have that sovereignty returning to your body. That safety whispers that you belong here, and that trust is restored to the nervous system. Now, I always move the mind to safety around shock because that relaxation starts to return quickly. When we feel safe, we can relax. We can start to allow life to carry us gently. And that opens the window to that peace and quiet, that
Hmm.
silence beneath the storm that we seek, that serenity of being totally present. And again, with angels, I'm just asking them, hey, get rid of all the stuff that's stopping you from feeling optimism, from feeling peace of mind and safety, and all the stuff that we don't know what to do with. We can surrender over to divine power, to the source of creation. And from here, we can launch into all those other beautiful things. I mean, remind yourself of all the beautiful things that have come with life, all the beautiful things that have come with life, that gratitude, that appreciation for what you have, seeing that these gifts and all the little things, all the sacredness and these little gifts that unfold for us.
Yeah.
And as we do that, it calls more goodness to appear in our lives. And those spontaneous joy bubbles, right? Proof that the divine is alive within us. So we have all those things all looped around, feeling safe, having peace of mind, that optimism, enthusiasm for life, that spirit spark, magnetizes opportunities,
Hmm.
empowers us. It's all the beautiful things that we prefer to have running through our minds all the time, especially when we're manifesting. Getting rid of
Yeah.
shock is key to manifesting. How many times have you not had enough money when you were a little kid to buy a candy bar?
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I would ask you to take a breath in
Oh.
and a breath out. Ah, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So, so how do we test whether I'm doing anything or not? I mean, I'm not working hard. I'm asking the angels, once we have them, somebody asked, do we work with specific angels? Yeah, I work with the beach bum angels. They're not the beach boys.
That's
They're
right. I
busy.
remember you said that. It's so cute.
They're the beach bum angels. These are angels that are not the archangel. These are not the angels who, everyone else gets to work with. I work with the bums. I don't know why I chose the
This
bums.
is this is insane because this is the second time you've said something that I've had a flash of the City of the Angels, the movie. When you, right? It's just so interesting. And you just said that. And I remember all those angels in the City of Angels. They were all out there on the beach waiting to hear the voice or the
Oh, wow.
sound, right? And as soon as
Wow.
you said beach bum, I got a flash of City of Angels. And I saw all those angels out there on the
The
beach
beach.
doing that sound or that call of healing. Wow, sometimes the
That's a
visuals are
movie.
cool.
That's a
Yeah, it's
movie.
called City of
Oh wow.
Angels. Now you need
Oh,
to
I'll
see
be.
it.
There
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Because
go.
even when you were in the operating table and you were like, I saw myself and was like, oh, that's me. And that same kind of scene was at the beginning of City of
Oh,
Angels, the
wow.
movie, where there
Well,
was a little girl and she was like, Mommy won't understand. So anyway,
wow.
it just is
Yeah,
so
I've never seen
weird
it,
that
but
you oh,
yeah.
okay, well, y'all gotta
Well,
see the
Now
movie.
it sounds like we
yeah, well,
do.
I'm going to. Yeah, well, and of course, this moves me over to, Angelic Heart Focus, which is what we offered on the last time I was on here, and I'm sure it's
Yes.
on here
That
again. I
was,
don't know what we're
yeah.
doing.
Hmm.
But that angelic heart focus, I know I'm speaking to the choir. Everyone here knows you have guardian angels. And so that's what that technique uses, your guardian angel with specific instructions. And our guardian angels, they don't know what to do when we say, "Oh my God, I don't feel well. Can you help me?" Well, they don't understand. They don't understand this reality in that level. They
Yeah.
can come in and save us from an automobile crash,
Yeah.
but if they don't have specific knowledge that we are aware of, we can't really tell them exactly what we want. And so that's what I'm doing with we're using what I just used was total knowledge technique. That's
Hmm.
the flagship. But that angelic heart focus is that's what I use when I don't
Yeah.
feel well. When I have something going on, I use that. That's why I decided to put that out there because I want everybody working with their angels. The more we
Yeah.
work with our angels and ask them, it's unbelievably powerful, especially when you have the knowledge. And the knowledge came from me being fumbling around and bumbling around and barely able to help people and slowly but surely coming up with things that were actually driving our disease and discomfort. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's so many things, sciatic. Everyone's, oh, sciatic is, it's physical. We got to do this and got to do that. And yeah, no, no, I don't find that.
Mm.
Sometimes you have a little bit of that, but I find other stuff with that and so many other things. And that's all in that angelic heart focus that we've put together, that the self-healing technique. And
Hmm.
we have somebody from your from that last call sent me a really long email telling us unbelievable results they've had with it.
Oh, that's
It's really
Fabulous.
cool,
wonderful.
We had a
really cool
lot
to
of people
really
that jumped
wonderful to
on
get.
board with this.
There,
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah, a lot of people, like I said, the crowd went crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because you're sort of like me in a way. Like you're so kind of flippant and cute and kind of humorous on the surface, and then when you really like sense your work, there's like this,
Super
I'm gonna
intense.
take the rug away from you. And
Yes.
it really, I really have gotten to, see how that dynamic is really an interesting dynamic. It's like because you're able to be received on the surface, but then there's this depth to you that it's like,
Yeah.
well,
love
thank you.
it.
And I've it's in my book. I suffered for years. I had
Yeah.
horrible shit
Yeah.
happening to me for years and years and years. And when you don't feel well, and you
Hmm.
see everybody in the planet, and including your father, including your brother, including all the master, all the shaman, all the twinkles, all the Twinkies, all the ding dongs, all the everybody. I mean, I mean, I don't even I would have no idea how to recall how much money I spent looking for help. And I gave up.
Hmm.
When I gave up is when another angel showed up and got
Mm.
me help me. When
Yep.
I finally was
Mm-hmm.
like, that's it. I cannot go another day. I had it all planned out. It's all in the book. Another angel showed up, and that was I was not a 12-year-old kid getting shocked then. I was 30 years old, 28 years old, and
Hmm.
wide awake and like, holy shit, there it is again. I remembered it from my childhood. And
Wow.
when I had the first angelic experience, that didn't change me. I didn't become a
Sure.
good person or help anybody. That
That's
was
what we were
that
just
was pretty
talking
cool.
about.
Let me find some more of that weed.
That was funny. That is funny.
We were just talking about how we have these big, big epiphanies. Like one time I was coming back from an acupuncture appointment and I'm walking in my kitchen and I feel almost as if my higher self is puppeting me and moving me. And I knew in every single moment the next action to take. I was almost above myself, seeing myself do that. And then I was like, remember when I had that, thing where I was being puppeted? Well, that thing then became something else, which became something else. And then you go back and you remember that first instance like you did right there. And you put the pieces together that's like consciousness, angels, everything
Has been
has
guiding you.
been trying
Yeah.
so hard through all these
Yeah.
speakers, through all these messages on social even to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Didn't matter how you get it,
Yeah.
but all these things are leading up to me being me today and the greatest me I can be.
And then we just started, we died. Well, let me just say my example. So when I first met Jeanette, the day that I met her, she was giving a presentation, and then I heard this deep voice. It goes, "You're gonna work with her," and it was just really loud in my head. I was like, "Whoa!" And then I was like, What? And I was like, I'm gonna work with her. So I kind of stalked her out, and then she became like my first client and like hired me to produce this whole big event, right? So we were working together, and then we kind of went our own ways. And
Mm.
it's funny because it's like there'll be times where before all that, like we knew we were having synchronicities and stuff like that, but but we would do our own thing. We were like, there was just resistance to maybe it was timing, we don't know, but it's just funny. And then we died laughing because there's all these nudges,
Yeah,
or how we think that it like this couldn't really be right, like how you have those things, especially like now that we're working together.
right.
And then we died laughing because we're like, dang, but then that free will really jacked us up. Like that's how we get so far off path. And all the things I've been trying to guide, you like you had that moment and you were like, oh my God, I remember this. It's like I don't know. You can speak on
Yeah,
it.
it's like there's these dots in our life, these epiphany moments,
Yeah.
and they're all bringing us, and all of it is in you right now, which is even the cooler part of it. I feel like I'm in a miss
I
group right now.
know.
Well, that of
Wow.
course is
So,
clairaudience, is what
Yeah.
you're describing,
Yeah.
it's clairaudience, and it's funny that they said that to you. What they said to me was, "You're going to go to school, or we're going to kill you," and it was the same dark, deep
well, you were
voice. And I mean, I
guided.
was all busted up, and I was lying there, reading a
Yeah.
book, relaxing, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I wonder how the hell I tripped on a leaf and broke my leg, compound fracture in two places, which
No,
is like
no.
impossible to do."
Yes.
And the voice came in, same, probably the same voice. And so
Hmm.
that's clear. That's the first time I had ever experienced that. And I was like, I looked around, and I was like, could you say that one more time?
Yeah, I had that when I when I quit my corporate job. I
Yeah.
was in the car and I had just put my head down and I hear these words, walk away. And I was like, but I can't. I have this new car payment on this house and all these things. And I literally just said no to spirit in that
Isn't that
moment.
funny?
And then I tried to keep going back to that job and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I got hit by a Mack truck. I mean, it's very comical looking at
Yeah.
it from the other
Yeah.
side. It was deep misery in the time, right? It's so
Absolutely.
interesting, the our life
Go free
journey.
will.
Wow. Oh, free will. Yeah, that like sometimes free will fucks us up because we fight against spirit.
Mm.
Then it'd have been great had we been told some of this stuff as a child. You meet
Right.
people who have
Yeah.
parents who are totally dialed, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's amazing how, I mean, we all have different experiences, and we chose what we did for certain reasons. But
Yes.
Yes.
you get to
Yes.
meet some of these kids and some of these younger people who, who had that experience, and you're just like, wow, how wonderful, what a more beautiful. They didn't have to go through all the suffering, all the digging and looking, because it was laid out and they could launch from
Well,
there. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
it definitely paved the way for us because now you have this beautiful body of work that you can share with us. I want to make sure that if we have any questions, if you want to raise a
Yeah,
hand, just because we're
absolutely.
getting a little closer to time, and so go ahead and raise your hand if you do have questions. Um,
I saw
and
somebody asked about where tricycle crashes.
mhm.
Was there a lot of those? I'm like, absolutely. Everybody's cracked a tricycle.
Yes, I flew off the.
Bikes aren't
Yeah, that was
supposed
my
to be
first
on three
memory
wheels.
actually.
Right.
Yeah,
Very dangerous.
yeah, off the porch.
I rode a bike into a parked
I
car
did
once
too.
and I flew over the
So did
car.
I.
You did? Wow. Maybe
I was
we're the same age too. How old were you?
actually I was getting somebody was giving me a pump.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there was a couple questions I saw. One of them was, what if our shock happened in utero, and all we have to do with angels is if our mind just drifts through that, because so many of us did have that. I mean, my dad was my mom was a smoker and a drinker when all of
Yeah.
us kids were born. I mean,
Yeah,
I was
mine
like, yeah,
too.
that's
Yeah.
what they did back then. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
so the angels come in and clear all those. I mean, the thing is, it just changes everything when, because it's the knowledge. It's all the knowledge that I gathered that allows you to ask the right question and to ask them to do the right to fix something.
Yeah.
And we're dealing in today's world, we're dealing with so many negative energy. There's a lot of negative, a
There's
lot
a
of dark
lot.
forces
There's
on
a
our planet,
lot. Yes.
which is also a lot of microbes that we've never seen before due to all the
Sure.
poisons and toxins that we are
Yeah.
exposed to,
Yeah.
electromagnetics. Everyone driving electric cars, I hope you have found good protection out there. If you haven't, come to my website. We have the best, I think, the best company. But we're surrounded by this stuff. Electric cars, you can't. I'm sorry, I had a number of clients who were the first ones to buy the Priuses. They couldn't wait for them, and most of them are dead or are extremely ill with some kind of neurological disease, MS, ALS. And I don't like to tell the truth about that stuff, but I have to because it's true. We have to be aware that we're having. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. We have electromagnetic waves coming through us. I'm down on a beach in Nicaragua. There's hardly there's 7 million people live in the whole country, and it's here, it's everywhere. We
Sure.
can't hardly
Hmm.
escape it. And so we want to find ways to protect ourselves. I mean, it's all of it. I mean, we have to kind of look at all this stuff because no one's telling us about. I think you just saw that, they're getting ready to give the FCC permission to come into any place they want to, put a towers in anywhere they want.
Yeah.
And, it's land of the free, I guess. But shoot, what about there's so many people are becoming more and more sensitive to it now that it's getting stronger and stronger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Right.
to go down that negative road,
No,
but
it's okay.
angels are here to help us with all that, and
Good.
there are things out there that we can take and can have around us to protect us.
And so I just want to say one more thing before we take Renee's call. You teach about how we can do this for ourselves, correct? And so that's empowering. I just want people to know that this is an empowering call, even though all of that stuff is happening. So it's a way in which we can have that sovereignty for ourselves. Renee, you can go ahead and ask your question. You're unmuted.
Thank you. So when I was about 7 or 8, we were in a stable with a horse, multiple kids, and the horse took off, and I fell, and it ran over me, like it stomped on me.
Mhm.
And my question is, because I love horses so much, I was shocked. I went into the shock because I was surprised. But I feel like there's like emotional element on top of the physical because after that I went to chiropractors. Although I'm okay, I never had to go to the hospital or anything. How do you approach that multi-level type of injury?
Well, certainly the emotional affect is what would stop the physical body from healing for sure. And of course, I would tell you in my office, I said, "Well, thank God it wasn't the horse's ass, or you'd be in big trouble."
Yes, I was
That's a
I was
joke,
lucky.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, we
you were
got it.
lucky.
I didn't
So
fall
we
off. I didn't
that
fall
was
off of it. I just
yeah,
we were just feeding it and it just took
yeah.
off.
Well, and were you on here? Were you the one that missed the when I treated the shock?
I did, yes. My
You
computer
missed it, yeah.
completely crashed.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, I
Well,
mean my Zoom crashed.
yeah. Well,
We'll get
there's so many parts of what you just described. I mean, and of course there's shock, and then what else is she going to experience? Obviously, fear. That's going to be deep. All the panic, nerve. I mean, all the things that go with that experience, all would are what I would focus on clearing. And I'll tell you that the angelic heart focus, this simple self-help technique that we put together is super powerful. I guarantee that it would change all of that vibration for you. That course, you don't even have to call me and pay me all that. We've set that course out to be cheap. It's cheaper than seeing me by $400 or something. I mean, um, well, here's Shara. It's one of the most amazing processes of healing that really works. You really know that you were working with angels, and it is. And Shara, thank you for putting that out there. So
Yeah,
grateful to
thank
have
you,
that knowledge.
Shara.
Yeah, yeah, thank you so much, Shara, because that's your angel you're working with.
Oh,
I'm working
cool.
with a whole group of them. I didn't know what the hell to do. Well, when I first started realizing I could do this, I've always been a quantum mechanics guy, always been an intentional based doctor. I've learned all the different stuff out there. There's thousands of techniques out there, but when I finally realized that I could go straight to the angelic realm, I had to define it. So that's what became total knowledge technique. But we all have our own guardian angels. So that's what I put into angelic heart focus for yourself, to use your own angel. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you could call others in using that technique. That in the Angelic Heart Focus has 90% of what is in TNT. I took out a TNT, and I'm trying to just give it. I mean, I'm just trying to everybody. I want everybody to have it, everybody to use it, because the more all of us are using our angels, the more powerful that field becomes, for sure. Um, so with you, again, I would look at that, and I would go back and watch what we did, because it's on here now. It's
Yes, it'll
on
be
this
on the
recording.
Oh,
recording.
okay. So
It's
Yeah.
what
on
you
it.
just did addressed
Yes.
It's
everything I
on
just
there.
asked.
It's
Okay.
on there.
And you can
It's
listen
on there.
to it
So
again and
sorry.
again. You've got different replays and stuff like that too. So,
Yeah, sorry, I
yeah.
Yeah.
missed it.
And
Thank
and
you.
we're going to be doing on our website, on our website, we have a couple of free downloads on the website. I think people should go check out. You should
Nice.
put your email in. We don't bug you unless I'm doing calls. I do calls as often as I can, where we do 50, 60, 70, 80 people. And it's just energy. It's just a frequency, but it's an angelic frequency. And once they have the knowledge, they know what to do. They know how to clear this stuff out to the point where you just don't have that affect anymore. We didn't go
Nice.
back and check everybody, but it's real. And under the downloads on the website, there's a Relax to Heal. It's imbued with angels, and it's a really good reminder to have a program running in your mind. And Jennifer has some on. I saw yours. I'm going to be getting those I think it's 8 hours you have done.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's great to have these programs listening to every single day. I tell my clients, you got to listen to something every day. If you're not meditating every day, and some people just don't like to meditate. I don't. I listen to other people. I listen to
I do
Jennifer. I've
too.
listened to you a whole bunch. I plug in somebody to keep those subconscious programs running, and mine on the website, which the free one is everything in life is easier when we are relaxed, and
Yeah.
that's, isn't it? Everything is
Yes.
easier when we're relaxed. Everything
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Well, and we can communicate with our field, so to speak.
And our higher selves too.
Yeah.
You get
You're in
yeah.
you're in a different brainwave state. There's actual studies in
Yep.
hypnosis that talk about this.
100%,
Yep.
100%. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everything starts releasing when we're just in having that program run is really key for the amount of stress that we're under, whether we think we are or not, whether we're living on a beach in
Yep.
Nicaragua or not. There's still stress. I mean, these darn roosters keep thinking it's 6 o'clock in the morning when it's not. It's 3.
Oh, wow. I thought roosters only talked in the morning. I thought they were kind of chill the rest of the day. I don't know. I've never
Not
had a
mine. They're
rooster.
not.
Yeah.
They're American roosters. They're yelling all day long.
Yeah, well, it is very loud here in America.
Yeah.
It's really loud in the.
I want to make sure that we have time to maybe come back to more questions and also do your special offer. Do you want to talk a little bit about that right now?
The
We can bring
special
it up.
offer is
Yes.
Angelic Heart Focus.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a self-healing modality. Everybody, it's brand spanking new. It's
Yeah.
only about it's
Hang on,
just
hang
me
on.
on video. I take you through all of it. I take you through philosophy. I take you through physical, spiritual, mental. I mean, I don't even remember. It's like 8 videos. Yeah, there's a whole bunch in there. A whole bunch of stuff in there. A bunch, 7, 8 videos. A lot of them are really short.
Let's just take a minute and talk about this for a minute, and we can also go deeper with everything. Let's talk about what actually is in this package.
Yeah,
here.
because I think I mean, it's phenomenal.
Did we? Yeah, we did write them up. Okay, great.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
you know more about it than I do.
I was like, we need to really write this up.
And if we have time, I would love to do one more treatment if we can, just
Okay,
because
great.
I think everyone
we've
could
got
use that. But
great.
yeah, module 1, their
Yeah, we
philosophy.
have till about the 15 after the hour,
Yeah.
so we're good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So module 1 philosophy, you get this class, you want to watch that 3 or 4 times. That it's only 21 minutes. Look how nice I did. I hate watching something that's 2 hours long. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just hard for me to sit and watch something
I'm kind of like that.
2 or 3 hours to get little nuggets. And so in that philosophy, I really talk about the mechanics, the quantum mechanics, about what drives it and why it's so important that when we're using because what is this class, or what is this course based on? It's based on your subconscious. We're using our conscious mind to pull things out of the subconscious, which is seeing, recognizing, and releasing things. With 3 tenets of all hypnotic courses, all NLP, all of it is how we cross that bridge into the subconscious. And that's all under philosophy. I think I laid it out pretty good. A couple of people looked at it and got back to me and said, yeah, you don't need to change. I'm like, oh, I got to redo the whole thing. They're like, don't change nothing, put it out.
Mhm.
So I think I'm really excited about that. This putting it all together. I walked through a number of different um, examples of how to drive it, especially with emotion. Emotion, if we just keep our emotional state clear, we stay in the present moment. We don't visit the
Nice.
future so much. We stay out of the past, and it really is a super healing. Physical causation, advanced concepts. There's stuff that is creating our aches and pains that nobody is aware of. They're slowly starting to talk about it, right? Arthritis. Oh, all you ever hear is inflammation. Inflammation, inflammation in there. There's mucus and inflammation. I just want to vomit every time I hear that because what's driving
Mm.
it? What's driving it? What I mean, I would say this in school, and the teacher would be like, "Oh, let me, Dr. Cahill, let me guess. You want to know why? Well, don't you? You know."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
in there. Now that's all in the physical causation. There's stuff in there that they aren't. No one knows about. No one's taught. No one that hasn't been discovered.
Hmm.
Emotional causation. You can. It's only 8 minutes. It's gonna change your life. It's gonna change you.
Wow.
I think we
Cool.
have it for $100, $111 right now. This thing it's cheaper than you can't see me for that. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I can't, but it's worth its weight in gold. Okay, there's bonus manifestation module. Oh, this is a bomber. I don't remember what I did, but I know it's
But
really good.
consciousness did it for us.
Yes.
I did. I mean, I did it. I forgot about it, but
Yeah.
I
Nope.
know that thing is powerful, and I think
Yeah.
Shara, I can mention her name because she
Yeah.
revealed. So
Ginger. Yeah.
I think she was going to look for another job, and I'll bet she's plugged that in, and I'll bet that job's come along. This thing is
Mm.
super, super, super powerful module. The recording. It's only 6 minutes. You can do it a couple of times a day, and again, it starts that program in the mind and when that,
Ooh.
when we do that, we create fields. There's things that create these fields: our thought, our voice, so sound and
Yeah.
pressure, So we can also go, okay, well, if you bring to mind, I think it's in there. If you bring to mind grief and you feel it in your heart, and you just put pressure on that, that's going to stir that up even more as you do this technique, and it's going to release that.
Fabulous.
And the manual. I don't remember doing any of it. I think
That's fascinating. But I know that lets me know that you really are
We're there.
allowing
Yeah.
the angels to work through you. Like you work with them, like it's so fascinating. I think it's amazing.
Yeah. That's great.
it's kind of channel. It's not channeled. It's not channeled, but it's
Mm.
kind.
Sure.
I'm in an altered state when I do this stuff. Like,
Sure. Yes. I
I
get
woke up
that.
this morning and I've worked the last 3 days and 20, 30 people a day. And I wake up this morning, I'm like, wow, what the hell happened yesterday? Oh, I forgot one thing. And it really is a slightly altered state.
Sure.
If you do it for that much time, I usually do
Yeah.
10-hour days. So, um, yeah,
Great.
so I've got lung inflammation since Thanksgiving. I know I'm purging, just wondering what the lungs purge. Well, it's never just in the lungs, right? What goes through the lungs? The blood goes through the lungs. Where does the blood go? Well, the blood goes to the spleen, the kidneys, the liver, and the heart. So chances are when there's lung inflammation in the lungs are the emotion is grief for the lungs. And so, I love our Thanksgiving's a fantastic holiday, but sometimes getting together with family can be a little sad. We
Hmm.
can have sadness around these times. I mean, it's the silly season, right? More people die during the silly season than any other time in the year. It's
Mm-hmm.
triple. It's triple from say November 1st to February, the end of February. And so that's all part of going through that season as well. But generally speaking, for me, I find there's some kind of microbe driving inflammation, but we
Mm.
have to uncover the emotion in order to have the angels get in and clear it out.
Mm.
You can take all the herbs you want to for an infection in the lungs or anywhere. The kidney doesn't matter where it is in the body. You could take antibiotics, all that stuff. How many people have taken antibiotics? Oh, it didn't work. We're going to do it again with a different one. Well, that's emotion covering them up. These are conscious beings. These microbes are conscious. They know how to hide from this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
so we got to clean up the emotion, clear out the spiritual causation, and then with this work, angels can get in there, match the match the vibration of a pathogen, it explodes. That's the science. That's all Royal Rife's work. And so I just know I've had a lot of history. I've looked at a lot of stuff, and I've taken, I've borrowed a lot of stuff from a lot of people and put it into this package that's going to work for you. It's going to work for you. It's going to work for you doing it yourself at home, using your heart, using your intention, and using your own guardian angel. A lot of people have more than one, right?
Yeah.
We don't know how many we have. And if you're confused and you don't know what to do, ask for more.
Okay.
They're just waiting for us.
I know.
And
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 they're
when
waiting
we
for us to ask, right? Like we're just not
they're
even asking.
yeah, and they're waiting for they also need those tenets of quantum mechanics in order to do it. So they need your intention, your visualization, your
I gotcha.
imagination is huge. We
Yes.
have to plug, and then having the knowledge on top. That's what drives this stuff, and that's all in the philosophy video.
Nice.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Yeah, cool. It's cool. It's fun. It's fun. It puts a smile on your face. And when you fix yourself, I came down with a nasty case of shingles. I hurt my back and all of a sudden shingles popped out. Well, where do shingles come from? Shingles come from a smallpox vaccine most of us got in the 70s. And that virus was in that vaccine. It's been high. That's why shingles is out today. Everyone over
Really?
60. Yeah, 60. Everybody over 60. That's why there's now a new vaccine for shingles. Don't take it.
Yeah.
Somebody here has had shingles twice. So painful. It's unbelievable. And mine was pretty good. It was half my chest, half my
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And I got all I used was Angelic Heart Focus. And it took about 5 days for it to be reduced to where I could
Wow.
be up and moving and having a life
Wow.
again.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
sorry.
about 10 days for it to be where I can get back exercising again. And that's not the case for most people. It's usually a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, it's pretty nasty. 25
Yeah.
years ago, I had a guy come in with a quarter-size patch on his calf. He came in on crutches and he picks up his
Because
pant
it's
leg.
nerves.
I'm in my
Yeah.
office in Los Angeles. I've
Oh,
broken legs and had tooth pulled and all kinds of shit
Yeah.
happened to me. And he raises up his pants leg and he says, "There it is." I looked down. I said, I didn't say anything. I was just like, "Are you kidding me? There's just no way out." My God. I mean, I was total judgment. I was the judge. I judged him completely. I was like, "You big baby. You got to be
Right.
kidding
Because
me."
but
right, right,
Well,
still,
right.
I wish I had
wow.
his number.
That's
I
my
would
friend
call him and
says that.
apologize.
Yeah.
It's that painful. Yeah,
She's
it doesn't
like
matter how big.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, she's young and she gets a little bit right here and she's like, my hair hurts me. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
The
like,
My,
oh my
wind
gosh.
blows. Yeah, the wind
Yeah,
yeah.
blows.
yes, yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
my husband
I
had it
use
on
the
his ribs the first weekend he met my parents. So he had it very young
Oh,
as
Kitty
well.
Young,
And he
yeah.
couldn't breathe. He was like,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy. Yeah, they put that
Wow.
in a lot of different vaccines. A lot of
I
the vaccines that
gotcha.
we
Hmm.
got, the biggest one was the smallpox vaccine that they finally stopped doing in I think it was early 90s. But
Mm,
Wow.
that's why we have it everywhere. That's why everybody's getting it today.
interesting.
Yep.
Is that intervention to spare us from something? It's
Mm.
kind of crazy.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
you mentioned that you wanted to do one more activation, and I wanted to make sure we give you the time for sure. Now,
Yeah,
because if we don't, then now everybody's like, "What about that? What about
Yeah.
yeah.
that?"
What I think would be cool
And
is
myself
to just
included.
yeah. Well, I think what would be fun and fun to do and good for everyone is well, I'll just do positive stuff.
Okay.
I'll just bring to I'll have and so what's happening is your
Mm.
mind entertains what I'm talking about. And there's all kinds of people. A lot of people disagree with talking and bringing things to mind. And it's like I don't really feel that way. I think that when I bring to mind the word like gratitude, I think that's a good thing. But with this style of work that we have is so many of us have what we call distortions and a whole bunch of other. I mean, in the work I do, we just call them distortions, but we have defined probably 15 different types. So if you have shingles, are you all alone with your shingles? No, you're resonating with the field with everybody else who
Yes.
has it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
And we don't want that. Same as cancer, same as any dis-ease, discomfort, any of it. I'm unemployed. Oh shit, I'm unemployed. Where am I going to get a job? You are accessing the field that everybody has
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that because
So
that's lack. You lack a job.
So
So
you're
you're
resonating with
doing
the field.
the
Yeah.
energetic
Huh?
field of lacking that job.
is there a field of anger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
It's
Yes.
all over the place.
Ah. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Now I
Field of
understand.
heartache, field of
Oh
heartbreak,
shoot.
all this stuff, right? There's these fields. And so So we've
Oh, I
defined
It's
a
a
whole
joke
bunch of
on
different.
us.
So
oh
I found
gosh.
we've defined a whole bunch of different fields that I'm going to ask these angels, hey, clear all that gunk out so that they can have a cleaner experience of gratitude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because most people are like, oh, Amy, what are you talking about gratitude for? Well, a lot of us have stuff that covers up the ability to experience that emotion.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just go through and
Oh, yes,
we'll do
I
it really
think this
quick.
is juicy.
Yeah,
Yes.
love it.
We'll just clear up stuff. We'll just clear all these distortions around these things that stop us from feeling compassionate. And everyone should feel better, and we'll call it a day.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I'll ask you to take a breath in and breathe out. I like to have you close your eyes. That gives you more access to your subconscious mind. That's where these angels do their work at. And let's go ahead and bring back to mind sitting in that chair,
Mhm.
feeling safe and secure and sovereign in your body, and really try to hold your mind around the words. If there's other things that start popping in your mind, try to come back to the words because safety whispers that you belong here. And from safety, all kinds of things spring forth. Yep, all kinds of beautiful things spring forth. Having that sovereignty in your body, where all those other fields I was talking about, how nice not to have, not resonating with any of those. Those don't belong here. We prefer serenity.
Hmm.
Being so present, the mind never is displaced by the future or traumas of the past. Instead, it hears words like all is well. Yep, perfect peace of mind, that silence but beneath the storm, which allows life to carry you gently, that relaxation in every cell. You were born enough. You are amazing. Take a moment to recognize your own
Mhm.
values, your own power, your own virtue, that that acknowledge yourself. It reawakens that truth that you are a badass and you're here growing and healing and rooting that confidence in yourself. And
Mhm.
of course, there's that creation, that frequency of creation, love. Let love run through your body. That identification with not only yourself or someone or something that it's the it dissolves that separation. Only unity remains when we feel deeply into love, and how wonderful that vibration heals us, that vibration of
Mhm.
love and joy. And then we move into our lives and having lives full of optimism and enthusiasm, right? That spirit spark
Hmm. Hmm.
magnetizes opportunities. Somebody had mentioned they haven't found a new job yet, but when you're enthusiastic and optimistic, the perfect one is waiting to unfold. And then there's forgiveness, being forgiven and forgiving others. It releases the past, releases that fixation. It allows you to recover that energy, and it opens space for grace within your heart, and that heart reclaims its wholeness and empowers you, standing in your truth, being a conduit for divine in action. And it gives you the endurance to do all this stuff,
Hmm.
persisting with your energy. Yep, persisting with your energy and full appreciation for all the beautiful gifts,
Mhm.
all the sacred that have come forth for us, and that again, spontaneous arising of happiness, those joy bubbles, and feeling and being accepted, accepting
Hmm.
all that life has brought. It's just a school we're in. We're just learning and loving and figuring it out, but also at the same time recognizing that we are able to influence the flow and direction of all events. Yep,
Hmm.
that's rooted in belief. That's
Hmm.
knowing what you hold true. It roots that spirit and faith and that compassion. Fill your heart, your mind, your body with compassion that's not just for others. No one knows what you've been through. How
Hmm.
about that care and concern and sympathy? And really, the big ones are leniency and mercy, just being kind to yourself, forgiving yourself, and loving and warm heartedness. All the beautiful things, all filling your heart with the vibration of compassion. The healing ripples outward from your heart. It gives you courage, which is strength over fear's illusion, and allows that faith and trust in the course of your life to deepen and strengthen upon itself always. And I'll ask you to take a breath in And a breath out. And there you go.
That's
Beautiful.
Wow.
I do goosebumps. I do a lot of arcing when we call angels in for lots of people, and so that was really fun. And I'm just happy that we can do this. Thank you too for having me on again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Golly,
Yeah.
what a great way to end the summit day. Like, I mean,
I know.
golly,
This is just
we're so blessed.
going to be a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit,
Wow,
I
that
forgot to
was
do a manifestation exercise. Gosh darn it! But
So next show for sure.
you're all gonna be more powerful with your manifestation with what we just did.
yes, for sure.
We're putting together
sure.
a manifestating course, so maybe you can be a part of it in
Oh my
some
God,
way.
that'd be
Maybe
so
we
fun.
collab.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see how
Love
that
to.
goes.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Aw.
off screen.
Yeah, and you know that's something that's on the angelic heart focus is how when we clear up all that stuff from the past, all those times when we're little kids, people are gonna start remembering other things around shock, and you're gonna remember other things because we cleared a lot of stuff. But when we
Mhm.
clear all that stuff out from our childhood, oh, what do you think? Money grows on trees. I mean, I remember being run out of restaurants when I was a kid, ordering one too many things, right? That's how it was in
Yeah.
the 70s. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? That's a $2 burger.
Yeah.
You can't have
Yeah.
fries with that. And
Yeah.
so all these things, in order to really manifest, we want to clear
No,
all
I
that
like
emotional
this.
affect
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And then we start, I mean, I just
Yeah.
expect, I didn't expect my cat to get attacked this morning, but I expect things to be smooth
Oh.
all the time. And it was good. It put a smile on my face.
I bet so.
Yeah.
I bet so. I'm glad it did then.
Yeah.
There's some of the comments. Wow, that was fascinating.
You said
That's
that
beautiful.
what came through was Murphy's Law, right? So you know how Murphy's Law is like something goes wrong and then things keep going wrong? Well, because you hit that frequency of it's wrong and then it'll keep going wrong. So by you being that frequency of it's always going to show up great and awesome. That's so awesome.
Absolutely,
Yes.
Isn't
Jeff.
it?
And
Yeah.
the field
Yes.
of wrong right?
Right,
Right.
because you
Because
said it created a field.
Yep. The
yeah,
field
we
of
always tend
wrong.
to
Wow. And
we
how
tend
it
to forget.
affects, oh,
Yeah,
the
we
oneness that
tend to
we
forget.
all are.
We are
Oh,
one. We are one. None of this would
wow.
work if we weren't one, right? None of this stuff we're doing would work. What I'm doing, there's no way it would work if we weren't one.
Oh, that makes total sense to me.
Yes, we'd have
And
to be. How could you
and
do it from Nicaragua?
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
this is
well,
like,
and
seems like it should,
that all
duh.
and that also means we just
Bit of
changed
quantum
all of humanity.
entanglement. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that means
Yes.
we just
Yes, and
changed
yes, and
all of
yes.
humanity. Every time we do that,
Yes.
every time we do this, we're changing we're
I love
working on
that so
the
much.
entire planet. So yeah,
Wow.
pretty
Maybe our
wild.
next summit should be
So be sure to share
oneness.
this video with your
Wow.
buddies so we
Yes,
can
please.
continue to change the planet, each
Yeah.
person at a time, and then we multiply.
Oh, and Renee's like, and you can work with the angels and your kitties.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Work on animals all the time. I see, I don't
Uh-huh.
know, 5, 10 animals a week for sure. Yeah, a lot. The
Yeah.
animals are
Right.
amazing. Birds, any of them, cats, birds, dogs, chickens, pigs, it doesn't matter. Horses, all of them respond to angelic field for sure.
Yeah. Wow. Fun. All
Shara,
right.
I love it, Shara. I love it. She used it to heal a bird. I love it. I have
Yes,
a,
she told me that.
yeah,
She told me
I
that
love it.
she,
I love it.
yeah,
So she used, wow.
yeah,
Y'all, this is powerful work. And we're so
really
blessed that you
powerful.
were able to share this with us and at such an amazing rate. Like, it just choose it if it's calling to you for sure.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we are going to talk with Jeanette. I don't know if she's on yet, but hang around. Let me check the chat and wow, I'm just my mind is blown. I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, your feelings. I feel like I really feel a part of the field right now.
We
I mean,
speaking
right?
of doing comments, we didn't let y'all know on the recording, but we wanted to. We are doing a little contest. And if you make a comment on our YouTube channel, so that's How It Hustle on YouTube, you just search How It Hustle and we're the ones that come up, or on our Instagram at How It Hustle Live. So if you make a comment about any feedback that you've gotten from the summit and then screenshot it, send it to us at team@howithustle.com, you'll be entered to for a little drawing that we're doing for an Amazon gift card.
Love it.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
We're gonna bug
And you guys that joined Zoom early before we started the recording, you got your own little thing
Yeah, that's
to
right.
do.
That's right.
So just wanted to acknowledge the early birds. And by the way, this Thursday, I'm going to be doing my dragon somatic, call it somatic. It's a kind of a cool voyage with your guardian dragon. I work with the Arcturian dragons. And I'll tell you a little bit about that when we start the show on Thursday. But if you show up early on Tuesday, I said Thursday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, let's start again. Next Tuesday, I will be hosting the show alone.
I'll be on vacation.
Yep.
With my mama.
In Hawaii.
My family.
So we can pull good Hawaii vibes into this too. And I will be doing a group hypnotherapy session for those people that show up. If you show up on Zoom early that day, because I will close my eyes and not enter you in. So please show up early that day. And if you come before I start the recording at about 3 after the hour, we will give you a gift card as well.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
All right. Good vibes everywhere. I didn't check the chat while I was saying that. So good me.
I'm here.
Oh, fabulous. Great. I have wanted you on the show for over a year now. I was actually looking at the date, just so you know.
I love that.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad we made it happen.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Let me stop the recording and start a new one for you.